Star Wars, Rise and Fall of the Galactic Empire by Chris Kempshall. Now, there's a lot to love in this book. Overall, I gave this a 3.25 out of 5. If you're looking for something, if you're a Star Wars nerd and you want to expand your horizons about the Star Wars universe, you want to learn about the intricacies of the Galactic Empire and these kinds of things, this book is definitely for you. But if you're not a Star Wars nerd, you're not going to find a whole lot to love here. Now, this book is written in a nonfiction format, meaning you have a historian from the New Republic, that being the sequels, that's writing about the rise and fall of the Galactic Empire. And he's doing it in this kind of historical nonfiction manner, trying to understand how did the empire come to be, what are the different intricacies of its operations. So from this, there's a lot to love here, but it can get a little bit boring for, I think, non-Star Wars fanatics. So, but for some people, this will be a big hit for you. And I certainly enjoyed my time with this, but the one thing that really held me back from this book were two things. One of them was, if you haven't consumed all Star Wars material, you're not going to be able to pick up on some of the historical narratives taking place in this book. For example, I've watched Andor. I'm a huge fan of Andor. So, for example, the torturing device that goes around the ears in Andor, you'll know what I'm talking about. The sound, I picked up that when reading this book. Where did those sounds come from? But there was other things, especially from the sequels, that I did not pick up on, which is a good segue to my biggest criticism of this book, which is not the author's fault at all. It's Disney's, is that the logic of the sequels has zero logic, that it ruins this kind of book. Meaning, how did, literally this book has no explanation for how Darth Sidious came back. How did Emperor Palpatine come back? There's no valid explanation. Even the author doesn't have one. It kind of goes, he was interested in dark materials and maybe he had some like backup plan, but overall there's nothing, because there is nothing. There is no logic. And it just drives me insanely crazy about what the sequels could have been, and this book really shows that. So anyway, that really drove me crazy and kind of took me out of it sometimes. So, but yeah, it's an average read, but I do have to say the author did a great job of, even like in the footnotes, there's footnotes of like the Imperial Academy or Rebel Archives, these kinds of things. So overall, 3.25 out of 5 stars for the Star Wars